You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back. You know, keeping up with tech sometimes feels like trying to catch a bullet train, right?
Huh? Tell me about it. It just never stops.
Exactly. So we're here to maybe sort of make sense of some of the noise. We've got some really interesting developments to cover today.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Okay, let's unpack this.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with Apple. They've just shown off the iPhone 17 lineup.
Right.
We're talking larger screens, better camera systems, the usual upgrades. But the big change is this new ultra-thin iPhone Air.
Ah, replacing the Plus model.
Exactly. And new colors, too, of course.
Yeah.
Lavender, mist blue, black, white, and sage green this year.
Okay, interesting. But the under the hood stuff, that new N1 wireless chip.
You saw that.
I did. And it's not just Wi-Fi 7 or Bluetooth 6, which are great, obviously. The key thing, I think, is the thread support across the board.
For the smart home stuff.
Precisely. Apple's really positioning the iPhone to be the absolute center of that whole ecosystem. It's about making everything just work together seamlessly. Often stuff you don't even notice, but it powers everything.
That makes sense. A sort of invisible foundation. Okay, switching gears dramatically. Some really big news in biotech.
Oh.
Yeah, the FDA just approved human trials for pig-to-human kidney transplants. This is from eGenesis.
Wow, okay. That's huge. Using CRISPR, I assume.
Yep, CRISPR-modified genes, specifically designed to try and, reduce organ rejection.
And who's eligible for these first trials?
It's quite specific. People 50 or older, end-stage kidney disease, already on dialysis, and on the official transplant waitlist.
Got it. That's potentially life-changing for so many people down the line.
Absolute massive potential.
And, connecting that to sort of broader, maybe societal level tech, look at energy. Oklo Inc. is planning America's first private nuclear fuel recycling facility.
Oh, right, down in Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
That's the one. They're aiming to start recycling and producing fuel by the early 2030s. Think about it unlocking potentially over 94,000 metric tons of used fuel that's just sitting there.
That's an incredible amount of energy potential.
It really is. And you see companies like Tesla pushing boundaries too with their Megablock and Megapack 3 for utility scale storage. These are huge strides in, well, both health and sustainable energy.
Definitely big picture stuff. But let's bring it back down to the human level within these tech giants. Hearing some interesting things about Meta.
What specifically?
Well, apparently some internal friction around their top AI unit. Challenges, recruiting talent, keeping them, and even pay disparities causing some tension with existing employees.
The talent wars.
Yeah.
Especially fierce in AI, isn't it? It raises that question of how you manage these elite teams.
It does. And then you contrast that with Microsoft. They're going the other way, it seems, pulling people back to the office.
Yeah, that's the plan. 3 days a week on site, starting in February for their Redmond HQ, then rolling out globally.
And they're saying it's not about cutting staff.
Explicitly not, according to them. They're framing it as a move to boost collaboration, innovation, that kind of thing.
Interesting. So you have these two giants taking very different approaches to workplace dynamics right now.
Exactly. It really highlights this ongoing question, doesn't it? How do you balance that relentless push for the next big thing with keeping your workforce happy and, well, productive in these evolving environments?
There's no easy answer, is there? Okay, let's shift focus a bit to the tool developers are using. UIDs, for instance.
Okay, yes. UID v7.
That's the one. Big improvement over V4, right? Because V4 was just purely random.
Completely random. Made sorting or figuring out timelines tricky sometimes.
Right. But V7 uses the first 48 bits for a timestamp. So IDs generated close together will actually sort chronologically.
Which is brilliant for debugging. You can basically tell when a database row is inserted just by looking at its primary key. Super useful.
Definitely a practical win.
Yeah.
And sticking with developer tools, for Ruby devs, there's something called P2, a new HTML templating library.
Oh yeah, P2. It's got a pretty clever approach. You write your HTML structure using plain Ruby code.
Okay.
But here's the trick. That Ruby code, your template, isn't executed directly each time you render. Instead, it's compiled once into really efficient Ruby code that generates the HTML.
So the template itself is more like a blueprint that gets optimized.
Exactly. The claim is much faster performance because you're not interpreting the template over and over. You're running optimized, compiled code.
Clever. It's amazing how much innovation happens even at that fundamental level.
Absolutely.
Speaking of fundamentals, quick hit on SpaceX. Seems they learned a key lesson from the last Starship flight.
Ha! Yes, we need to seal the tiles.
Sounds about right. And they've got this new material they're calling crunch wrap.
The name's memorable anyway. Shows that even rocket science comes down to materials sometimes.
True. And another quick one, the Robinhood app is getting more social.
Uh-huh. Letting users post their trades, follow other investors, see what public figures are doing in the market.
Interesting move. Leaning into that whole social investing trend.
Definitely blurring the lines between trading platform and social network. And, it makes you think about that observation that most goals are sort of picked up from elsewhere, mistaken for our own destiny.
That's a deep cut. Especially relevant in tech, maybe.
I think so. We see all this rapid change, all these shiny new things.
Yeah, it's really been quite a range today, hasn't it? From, deep code improvements and wireless chips all the way up to pig kidneys and nuclear fuel recycling.
The sheer scope is kind of staggering when you lay it all out. Micro changes, massive societal shifts, all happening at once.
It really is. Which brings up a thought, maybe for you listening.
Yeah.
With all these incredible advancements happening so fast, how do we make sure this relentless chase for progress actually lines up with what we, truly value?
Are we just accelerating, or are we steering?
Exactly. Something to ponder. Anyway, thanks for joining us on The Vocal Technologist for this quick run-through.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep those questions coming.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.